And then
look, if I would have died, I would have wanted you to put the book out.
Yeah, exactly.
And exploit the crap out of my death to sell it.
That was akin to an enforced. It was akin to an enforced vacation. Okay, you didn't have any choice in the book. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
you have to put your ashes in the book.
Yeah, mix my ashes in the black ink.
In the ink.
Yeah, mix it in the ink and print the books with my ashes.
Yeah.
I'm laughing
the ideas that we come up with on the back.
I've had the same conversation with Anthony.
Yeah.
When, COVID burned my lungs up. I've only got very little lung function left.
Man.
So I have one of my coughing fits where I see stars and almost black out. Mm-hmm. Anthony will go, "Send me that script, man." Send me that script.
I really like just now. I think I will write a death script, like that final book, that farewell.
Yeah,
and I'll put it out. Maybe I'll draw it and like hide it.
No, do the obituary like dude did. I didn't go to the con because
because I died.
Man.
Yeah. There you go. The low budget comic Ash Cans. There you go.
That's it.
Ash Can.
That's it. There it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kiss did, or Gene Simmons did that first, and then
Kiss put their blood in the red ink.
Who did what is it? I'm trying to think of the name of the book. There, Squadron Supreme. I have a book that the writer's ashes were in. It was a big Squadron Supreme, thick one, and it was limited run, and I bought that too.
Huh.
It's a cool book.
Neat.
Yeah, I remembered the Kiss one. That was in
it's not original,
I think.
A little disappointed.
No, was that his blood?
It was their blood, yeah.
Blood, not
Yeah, it was their blood.
I think Squadron Supreme was ashes.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Someone said, "How does the printer say?" Yeah, okay, we'll run that through our machines. Like
it's not that big
how do you
a deal.
do that?
Well, I think you can't do like LaserJet printer. Mm-hmm. It's got to be offset printing.
Right.
Yeah. Because they mix the ink in the well.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, for all those new people out there that just received wrenches, I give everybody wrenches because I want you to share your projects, your friends' projects. This is a network. It's not an exclusivity. We want everybody to network with each other, share your stuff, let everybody know where they can find what you're doing, what your friends doing, whatever. All right, that's why I give out the wrenches. Please don't abuse them. Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, I woke up and then started a website. And so things kind of got crazy. And Joe's like, "Do you want to?" So Joe had drawn the comic book. He didn't really have time to color it, so we hired a colorist. Then I was supposed to letter it. I'm like, I don't have time to do that. So I hired a letter. Yeah. So we finally got the book. It's been 5 years. So I wrote this thing 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And what was interesting was, once we got the script, I started looking over the art again. Before I said, yeah, let's go ahead and do this, I just want to make sure I still like the story. It's 5 years. And, when we got done reading it, I was like, it's really not that bad. I mean, it's pretty solid. It's got all the right bones here. And we just fixed a couple of things, kind of Marvel method. Like, well, we could have them say this here. Maybe we need to make something a little more clear here with a something or whatever. But yeah, it worked out really well. And so the book is done. We're going to be printing it regardless. It's one of those things where we've got a plan for a run on it. And so we set ourselves a goal for distribution, some, what we would like to make, which helps us recover a little bit of our costs going into it. But for the most part, it just helps us get the book out to you guys. It's available in digital and in physical. We don't have any variant covers to it, but we are doing something a little different since Joe and I's audience may not know each other. And so the fans of Starstruck may not know Trash Man and vice versa. We're offering Hybrids #1 and GOD #1 as a limited special edition print run with a connected cover. I call it the over-the-top cover because it's Starstruck and Trash Man arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Now I think, Luke, what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm only going to wear this shirt to events going forward. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang it right here where the
there you go.
is hanging, so that we'll have the Fund My Comic logo in the background. Because I don't know if you guys know, but for those of you who don't know, Fund My Comic is the only crowdfunding platform that the Madness endorses and recommends.
We do appreciate
That's the only one I use.
We do appreciate that. It's folks like you that jump on and get behind it and encourage other people to get behind it. And like I said, go into those comments, and let people know, like, no, the site's good. It's solid. Talk to Luke. He'll answer your questions. I try to be really approachable for most people. Most of the time, hopefully I get to tell them what they like to hear. There may be a few occasions where I can't. We're constantly, the site is a work in progress. It's a little bit like Disney World. It's always being worked on.
Yeah.
We're always going to add something new and adapt something and make something better. That's just how it's going to be. So it's always going to kind of be in the process of growth. It's getting a lot closer to the vision that I originally had for it. Again, we're looking forward to announcing the deployment of several updates to rewards, which I'm looking forward to for this campaign because I want to switch the rewards around a little bit. You'll be able to reorder the rewards in any order that you want them, and then there's some back end things to make life easier for you, like cloning and collapsing the reward edit boxes so it takes up less space, so you can scroll through quicker. So it's just some convenience things for us, and then we're gonna be adding a bunch of other things, and we have some back end fulfillment things we're gonna add next, and then after that it'll be more front facing goodies that we're gonna be putting up there for the users. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John is commenting. John's Longbox says, "Why? I know Luke. I don't know anyone on the other side, so I have a problem. I can deal with Luke." And that's one of the things you're going to get with FMC. Yep. As much as possible, you get a personal touch.
Well, yeah, we try, even with the other admins that might be helping out, we try to give really good customer service because we know what it's like for us, right? I mean, we're passionate about these books. This book was 5 years in the making. This was
our history, Luke. You and I weren't exactly best of friends when you launched this thing. Okay,
no.
to put it mildly, right? But I didn't look at what Luke was doing and say, "Oh, I can't get behind that because Luke's doing it." I looked at what Luke was doing and went, "Damn, that's going to serve the community, and I can get behind that 100%."
Yeah. So, thanks to RJ, we were
about personalities. It was about what you were doing, which was an awesome thing. And I was deep into. Man, I wanted to read the terms of service. I wanted to get all up and down inside this thing before I could,
And you brought your questions to me, and even though we had not fond feelings towards each other, I answered all your questions as professionally as I could, and we came to the understanding of what we were doing, and then we buried the hatchet. We're like, look, working together is a lot better for this industry than not working together. So we've got these corporations up there that are just.
I'm always a nice guy.
Yeah,
I don't have beefs.
I got to get behind that. Okay, whether I like them or not, if they're doing something good for the community, who the hell am I to try and stop that?
Let's do this. Let's do this for the community. I want to see more.
It was a great idea. It was a great thing. The timing was perfect. It was something that was badly needed. Something for comic creators.
Yeah, another great idea is working together with other publishing companies to cross promote your work. And I think that, what Joe and I are doing here is a great way to do that. Here's two characters from two different companies. We can help promote each other and make a book at the same time and, have a little fun doing it. And it's a unique way to kind of show off each other's skills and abilities. At the time, I was really trying to be a writer, trying to really kind of solidify myself as a writer. I didn't have a lot of writing credit out yet, but I think now, it's been 5 years. I think I've established myself as a writer now, so it doesn't matter too much.
That wouldn't be fair now.
Charity fist fight. No, it wouldn't be fair because I'm a gimp.
You can't breathe. That wouldn't
I'm
be fair.
crippled. Yeah, I'm crippled. I can't run. It's funny. But I can have my son step in for me. No, that wouldn't be fair to Pops.
Yeah, then I could have my son step in for me.
That's a giant
That's what
14-year-old.
we'll do. We'll have our sons fight.
They'd probably just be like, whatever, let's go play Minecraft or something. All right, see you guys. Have fun.
All right, so Joe drew most of this, you said. You only touched up a little bit, basically kind of quit doing that.
Yeah, this is mostly Joe on this book, yeah.
So, Joe, tell us, what's it like working with Luke?
Well, we worked together before. I mean, I first worked with him when he had issue 1 out of Hybrids, and he was under Tenacious Comics, his brand, and he was kind of done with that. And then you know, I actually just saw a photo on his Facebook of him in front of his booth, and Trash Man was on the banner. I'm like, it kind of reminds me of like a Nephilim character, which is what my book's about. And I was like, oh, I should message him. And I just asked some questions, and he said, oh yeah, it is. I'm like, oh, that's cool, because I do that too. And then somehow he was into kind of joining Starcross, and it was cool because he brought some of his other titles too, but I realized that they weren't, integral to working with him. And and then he wasn't very talkative at first, because he was kind of on his way out. So I think he was like, well, I'll put him out through here and then I'll just be done with it. And I'm like, are you doing more hybrids? And he's like, I don't know. And then finally, coaxed him to do 2 and then 3 and then
so 2
2 was already done, but you didn't even know if
you
wanted to even do it or something like that.
And 3 was like halfway done.
Mm-hmm.
And so you released 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I took like a huge break, like 18 months.
Yeah.
And one day you get a hold of me like, hey, I need your PayPal. Got to send you some money. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, the book's been selling. Are you thinking about putting out 3 soon? And I was like, what are you talking about? It's sold? And because I just thought like, some conspiracy and theology nerds would love this stuff, because I just wrote what I wanted to write, like what was interesting to me. And so he sent me some money, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot more than I thought I was going to get. Like, that's enough to take the family out to dinner. That's, now we're talking. Let's, so I went ahead and finished.
Let's do some more of that.
Yeah, so I went ahead and whipped out 3 and then 4 and then 5. And about around the time 5 was coming out, we launched the floppy, and then when it was time to kind of put the whole book together in the first trade, it was right around the time of the COVID thing. And, I had kind of a deep catalog at that point, and there was some tension with another guy that was on the studio. Not Joe, just another guy. And he was being a real loudmouth and wasn't really acting, the part that he should. And, I was really trying to play along, to try, because I really wanted to transition into mainstream industry work, maybe get the book published somewhere else, like as an anthology with somebody, or at least get distribution through a major distributor, or get jobs drawn and writing for other companies, and kind of the way he was carrying on in social media was going to make that very difficult. And so we amicably parted ways, and I tried to start another company. And then I worked with some people that were some real winners. At that point, I said, you know what, screw it. And I talked to some people that worked in the industry. And I found out that the industry is not what it used to be, and it's not what I wanted to be in anymore. Saw it kind of going downhill. The analytics were there. I'm a businessman. I know what's happening. And so I decided that sticking indie was the way to go. And then at that time, Randy and I was really considering going back to Starcross, but Randy had gotten an opportunity to do some distribution thing. And he wanted to bring on hybrids as part of this launch because we had so many titles and we were making more, and we were already on to issue 6 and 7, and so it was really likely that we could have 12 issues done by the end of that year run if I just stayed focused on it. And then we got sick, and then it turns out that the distribution thing wasn't a thing. And so then I thought about, Joe was like, if you want to come back, you can come back. And I was like, I might. Depends on Randy, really come down to Randy, what he was going to do. Because if he was still going to, because he had a lot more money lost in that distribution thing than I did. And if he had decided that, hey, I think I want to make a go of Arrow, then I was going to help him. I was like, well, let me, I'll link up with this guy because he's a good guy. We've been, we went through the same stuff together, we were in the hospital at the same time. We're in a coma for the same amount of time, vented for the same amount of time. We were just like 2 weeks apart. I went in 2 weeks. He went in 2 weeks later. I got out. 2 weeks later, he got out, so it was crazy. So, just kind of felt like God kind of put us together for a reason, Yeah. And so I just decided to honor that. And, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to not still work with Joe. Right. So we're doing this, and, who knows, I may have another title in the future that I send over there.
You'll be in there too.
Yeah, I've been Bib Pro. Dan Stevens is working on a book that I'll be on over there. Stained Glass.
Oh yeah.
One.
Yeah.
A lot of really fun characters in that book.
I like the goodies. Are those 6 a.m. chibis right there?
That's not 6 a.m., brother.
Who is it?
That's Joe Spicer.
That's right.
All right.
That's Joe Spicer chibis. Yeah.
I was drawing chibis before they ever were a thing.
I'm always looking for other people to draw chibis because Crom has to be represented in chibi form.
Joe does all of my hybrid chibis.
Cool.
Every hybrid chibi that you see is his. Now 6 a.m. did Rift Riders.
Okay.
He did Rift Riders, yeah.
Now we have connecting covers. I'm a fan of that.
They're gorgeous, and they're chromium.
Yep.
They're beautiful.
I'm a fan of those, Lee.
It's chef's kiss. Mwah.
I've always been a big fan of the connecting covers.
Look,
I think those are going to look so cool in chrome because it's just going to look really.
It's not in-house connecting covers. It's cross-promotion connecting.
Yep. I know you love that.
Très magnifique.
I mean, who knows? I might get a little crazy, if we don't have a lot of them ordered. If there are not a lot of people jump on, I might just upgrade them to metal covers. I don't know.
Hear that? See, look. And you can't, if you get the connecting, you got to get them both, guys. You got to have them both.
Well, you can only get them as both.
You only get them both, yeah.
Yeah, so we have a tier. It's $40 to get both of those. They're printed just for this campaign, so they're very limited. The content is the same, but there's going to be front and back, the inside front and back covers that are going to have different things than what you're used to. So it's going to have a couple things special in there. But they're gorgeous. It's going to be fun to look at.
Nice.
Button. Who's got the button?
Can you have napkins, guys? Metal print?
Yep, then we're doing the print metal. Yep. We like shiny things.
Yeah.
That is no longer available. It was only available for the launch weekend, but we might change that. We might open it back up again for a special promotion, maybe for Thanksgiving, because you need a pint glass for Thanksgiving. Nothing says this stuff will ship just as soon as the campaign ends.
The book's done.
Yeah, the book's done. Yeah, we just got to finalize the print file, and which we should probably have done next week or the week after, depending on just getting to it. It's super busy. Yeah. Yep, shipped in Gemini. The glass is not shipped in Gemini, and that is shipped from a different location because we have a fulfillment center that I just will order the cup from. So you actually may get the glass before you get the comic, to be honest with you.
Now, I also interviewed Randy at Grand Rapids Comic Con and hung out with him, and actually got a book from him that I featured on the premiere episode of Things That You Should Read because I had never seen it before, and it's seriously something people should read. So, it's on the playlist. We aired it last week. It was the first episode of Things That You Should Read. and it features Spanx and the comic market.
Yes.
Have you ever read that one, Luke?
I have, yeah. And
Okay.
he's
That was
updating
great.
it. He's updating that for a new release.
Yeah, that was a
through our
great
comics,
book.
everybody.
Everybody should read that.
Spank is funny. So there's, Randy's got a very juvenile sense of humor.
Well,
and
most
so
people who read comic books have a
yeah,
juvenile sense
so
of
there's
humor.
like that. There's that innuendo and stuff that he likes to put in there. Like the monkey's name is Spank. He's gonna have a collection, like a Mad Magazine type collection comic book that Spank's gonna do. It's called the Spank Bank. It's his Spank, his collection of stories.
Carol is Doc's colorist. She has a little comment there.
You need to throw her $5 so she can pick up the digital at least.
No, I fired her.
Fired her. You're fired. Pull the Trump.
Yeah, John, the challenge coins are awesome. I like to collect those. I have a few of those from different campaigns. Poker chips are cool. I like all that stuff.
Well, we're getting a 3D chip coin designed, and I talked to someone that can print them in 3D, like glow in the dark.
Wow, that's cool.
And so we may get that done to give out to the backers, just as an extra gift. Just because it'd be fun, it'd be neat, and it's got the chibi of Trash Man on one side and Starstruck on the other. So
That's
you can
cool.
Flip the coin.
Very nice.
You want to be careful though; don't let it hit the ground real hard because it is
Doc.
resin. It'll break.
You're pissing her off now, Doc. You better be careful. The gloves are off.
What?
You're fired.
You pissed her off, dude. She said.
Carol's saying her book will beat up your book. Carol did a great job on the colors for that cover.
She did.
Well, what
Carol
ended up
does
to
a
be a
great
cover
job.
for you.
She's all that. She's awesome.
She does a great job, but she's got to actually wake up from time to time and respond to an email or a message.
Right. Yeah, you're asking too much.
Get up, winch.
You're asking way too much. That's still one of my favorite pieces that I've ever done for anybody.
I loved it very much.
It turned out really, really good. Yeah. Yeah, I really, really liked it.
Carol, I've got the scan of Asile done for you. Is it Asile? Alira. I have the scan of Alira done. I need to email it to you. So send me
Okay,
your
one thing. Can I ask Luke, can I get the separate slider on the side?
Separate slider
Yeah,
for the rewards.
for the tiers, yeah.
I'll look
That way I
into
can
it. Yeah.
match up what's on this featured in the story.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
On the slide, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll look into it.
Cool. Thank you. It's just little things like that make it easier to as a promoter.
Randy Zimmerman.
show it off.
Randy Zimmerman. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'll look into that. I'll see what it would be to do that. So basically, here's what people don't realize is how much development time it takes to do all this stuff. We're already over 200 hours worth of development time into the website. And we still have probably another 200 hours to go before it's where I want it to be. People are asking for us to be able to add to where they can save a campaign to their dashboard, so when they log in, they can look at their saved campaigns. And I said, yeah, we're working on that. That's a 30 to 35 hour build. Yeah, and that's between $100 and $200 an hour. So yes, we will do it. But you have to have people on the site, and you have to tip the website. Like, the more traffic you send to us, the faster we can get to it. But yeah, that's prioritized down the way.
Really get across to people is what a great deal to get people back to build the go-to channel, to develop that, write all the code for all that.
On my own.
A lot of people just don't realize how much work goes into building a friggin' platform.
Yeah, I mean, we're way over. Well, I really shudder at saying the number that we're at, but we're somewhere around $50,000 worth of personal investment in this thing right now.
Yeah, it's not a cheap endeavor.
No, it is not. No, and people. So I've heard some people like, well, Luke's just going to get rich off this. Well, hopefully, I hold no qualms about that. I really do hope that
I hope you do.
at some point this like picks up to the point where everyone's using it and I can make the money back I've put on it. But that I can then also just dedicate my time to helping you guys, doing good work for you.
So I have some breaking news. My son just lost his first tooth.
Yay!
Hey,
You might have heard him come in. He had to show me.
Yeah.
congratulations.
That's big news.
Sir.
That's big news.
Yeah,
Tooth Fairy going to show up tonight?
apparently.
Apparently.
It's funny because my son and his wife have convinced the grandkids that I'm the Tooth Fairy.
Nice.
You kind of look like a Tooth Fairy to me.
I don't know, dude. I don't know where. I just don't think it where did
I can see it, Luke.
Why is the Tooth Fairy? Why is the Tooth Fairy covered in Cambo and smells like weed?
That's funny.
I mean, I'm stealthy and all that, but
That's funny right there. I don't care who you are.
so what really what's the plan for this project? Are you guys gonna take this thing forward?
So this is like a one shot, but I mean there'll be more team ups. But for this one, it begins and ends in this issue. I know, Luke, if you want to talk about the plot a little bit vaguely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what happens is both of these characters have Nephilim background, and one day they mysteriously get a letter that encourages them to meet up at a certain coordinate, and they don't know that they've each gotten this letter, so they don't know that either one's going to be there until they get there. And when they do get there, they just assume the other one brought them, right? And as they start to investigate this cave that matches the coordinates, they find that it's just a little bit off, that there's something odd about it, and that it's very ancient, and that it that it possesses what feels like magic, really. A great power has been infused into this site that is unfamiliar to both of them, and so the cave affects both of them in different ways. You might have noticed in the trailer that Trash Man was bleeding. Well, he's invincible, and so normally he doesn't take any blood damage, cut damage, but he can be hurt in this particular location. It affects him in that manner. I mean, think about not just the cave. I mean, the cave kind of energizes their powers, but they are introduced to a new kind of metal that is dangerous to them. And in the mix, two new villains are brought in to both of our universes. So they will, and who knows, they may cross over whenever Joe and I see fit. We're like, hey, have the Forge, have fun playing with the Forge for a little bit, And so I always think that the best stories revolve around the best villains.
Absolutely.
And the two villains that are in here, one of them feels very ancient and kind of Roman god-esque. And the other one is a sentient machine that feeds off of blood and bone, basically. And that's always hungry. Its hunger is never quenched. And so how do you deal with that, right? Like, how do you stop a machine that has a mind of its own and that all it wants to do is consume? Its whole purpose is just to consume. And so I kind of had that idea for this bad guy. Like, that's what it was. And so we're introducing that here into this. And I'm giving some spoilers. That's okay. They won't remember. So that's kind of what the plot is. But in there, we deal a little bit with the characterization of both Starstruck and Trash Man. We deal with a little bit of their past. We create some things that go on into both of our respective comics. There are things that have happened in issues 6 and 7 and 8 that might reflect back to this because it was written. We knew it was coming out, and this actually nestles right between issues 5 and issue 6. So nice. Of Hybrid. So
yeah,
fun. We did a little world building,
but there's also good world building. There's some hilarious scenes.
Yeah, kind of funny.
There's a lot, how you have your favorite movie and you're like, oh, this is my favorite part coming up, or I love this scene, or this one's funny, or this one's a cool action scene. Well, there's a lot of those beats in this comic where that's a cool action scene. That's a funny line. That's a cool
That's interesting, yeah.
concept.
I love that shot,
Yeah.
Like, I really love that panel that Joe did of, and it's right there at the end of the trailer when the forge is coming alive and they're just like, oh, it's that like, oh crap moment, and you can see how large this thing is in comparison to these two, let's be honest, giants, each one of them. Well, Trash Man's 7'1" ish, and Starstruck's bigger than he is, So
I like.
Yeah,
Looks like a lot of fun. Let's run through the tiers real quick.
sure. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
Look, cup of coffee.
Buy us a cup of coffee.
Doc likes coffee. Doc
I'm
understands.
kind of fond of coffee myself.
Digital tier. You can
$5.
get it for $5, $5.
Yep.
This
That'll be
is
going
where
out
it's really
on the
at,
day the campaign ends. We will send that out.
And this is how where it's really at though. You got to have a physical book in your hand, yo.
If you choose more than two, so you notice this little shopping cart down there in the corner. If you click choose, you're going to notice something weird that happens. Doesn't happen on any other site. Only happens here. Can you click choose for me?
I can click choose.
Look
for
at
you.
that.
I don't know if I'm logged
See, there
in.
says one. It says one,
Okay.
right?
And
There's
you
a
can
minus
add-
sign and a plus sign.
Right.
You can add up to 5 of those into the cart.
Nice.
You can add up to 5 of any reward into the cart. Nobody else is doing that. If you use code SHIP2, it will take $4 off each item. If you have multiple items in the cart.
See that? Look,
cool.
I'm telling you, when somebody who is in the industry, when somebody who's an indie comic creator builds something for you, it's probably going to be built for indie comic creators, right? I also have a printer that I promote, that I endorse and recommend, and that's Heroes and Villains out of Glendale, Arizona, because
They do a great
it's
job,
a indie comic creator who understands what you guys want as indie comic creators out of your printing. Okay, it's also the best price out there, guys.
So I used them before. I didn't know they were still around because
Yes,
usually
they
you only could contact them through Facebook, I think. And then I lost how to contact them.
Krista Crawford, write that down. Yeah, that's
You have to send. I'll ask you again later.
Yeah,
But
We're likely
yeah,
to use
they do
them.
good work.
just
We're
like
likely
Funny
using
Icon.
them for a damn dirty thing this go around.
Yeah, they do the best job on like chromium covers and stuff like that. They don't
Nice.
curl. A lot of like my normal printers, their covers will curl.
Just like we endorse and recommend Fund My Comic, we also endorse and recommend Heroes and Villains. I'm just
Fund My Comic.
Carol is still belly aching. Listen, I gave you the grounds.
What more can you ask for, man?
I mean, jeez.
He's like the Scrooge of comic book creators over there.
I give her a perfectly good dungeon to live in. Just the never-ending wah.
yeah.
Always something. Always something.
Always something.
But yeah, we appreciate what you're doing, Luke.
Thank you.
And as always, what you're creating is always, solid. I gotta ask though, who's your editor for this thing?
Well, Pipes.
Okay.
Yep.
She ain't getting no credit on the page, bro. I'm
Well,
just
not on the
saying.
page. She hadn't been paid yet. So,
Right here, creative team, editor.
yeah, I didn't put on there. She doesn't know she's the editor yet. Because Joe back then edited the script, right? And then I re-edited stuff. So we both re-edited things early, just a little bit ago.
Okay. You have somebody to throw it back and forth with.
Yeah. So we've had all of that already, but it was written 5 years ago, right? Before I even knew Piper. But what she doesn't know, she's getting the final look over on it. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I actually have to let her know that.
I love making sure that she gets credit because a lot of times people just forget to mention.
Yeah. No, she'll do the final edit on it. And I never put her name on there until she says she's okay with it. Because she might like, yeah, don't put my name on this.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, if she says that, then I know I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry.
Wait till after she actually says, yeah, that's good enough to put my name on.
But yeah, she'll be giving the final look over on it.
I was gonna say it's kind of like saying if she says no, don't put my name on it. You go back to the drawing board, right?
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna say that.
No, I'm just you know.
And we'll probably even have Randy take a look because Randy hasn't read this. You know, he's an impartial third party, so we even have him look at it, and you know it'll get passed to a few people before we go to print.
We do the same thing. We pass stuff around to Madness, make sure everybody, you know, we got proofreaders and everything.
Find everything, find all the issues, make sure all the jokes land well. There's several jokes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote a lot of jokes.
It's not a humorous story, but you know,
there's a lot of
they
pun
take
jokes,
things lightly that most people wouldn't, you know.
Yeah, there's
life or death situations.
Yeah, there's like humorous moments, and then there's some jokes, and then some puns in there. And I like to use a little cringe humor from time to time. And yeah, so
one more little thing at you about the site here.
Sure.
I can see $10 really easy. I can barely see cheap set.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's not the site's fault. That's
really easy. I can barely see metal print. I'm old, guy. My eyes don't fucking work like that anymore.
Yeah, that's well, you know, I can easily make the font bigger.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
That's my fault. I just didn't do it.
You should probably not even have fonts that small available in the kit. You know what I mean?
Well, not everybody's old.
Yeah, well, but a lot of us that buy books are. So. The Tooth Fairy, is it safe? And yes, Carol, we're going to pass your book around too, aren't we, Don?
I'm actually talking to Carol right now.
He's like, yeah, we're going to pass it around.
It's just get to work, Carol. I sent you work. Get to work.
Yeah, the metal print's really cool too. That's a fun one. We get our metal done through Ready Comics. They've done a lot of stuff for us in the past, and I really like them. I used to get all my metal done through Phoenix Animation.
Phoenix Animation, yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't been able to get a hold of him for some reason.
I haven't heard anything about that dude in over a year.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him online. Haven't seen him doing anything. Oh no.
Then the connected covers, baby.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's pretty.
Yeah, I want to have all these rewards myself.
So I got to know, because I'm fresh eyes on this.
Mm-hmm.
Whose character is whose and who's the crossover? What? Well,
look at Luke.
Look
at his face.
So he's the red bearded guy there.
There you go.
And the red bearded guy is who?
That's Trash Man from
Trash
Hybrids.
From
Okay.
Hybrid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And look at Joe's
blue
face.
guy. Oh,
He's the clean cut guy.
There
I
we
like
go.
sticking a beard on all my characters.
look at my face. Look just like him.
Yeah, right.
So
Look at
is
his
this
hair.
the first time that you brought these two characters together?
It is not.
Okay, so that was the series you were telling me about earlier.
Yes.
Biblical proportions, yes.
All right, cool. But this is a brand new adventure.
What's that?
This is a brand new adventure they're going on.
It is.
They
Yes.
get notified. Hey, show up at Mel's Diner, and
Yes. Come to Mel's.
they'll show up. And in continuity, they know each other.
They do. We actually reference that, and the reference of something that they talk about is actually in a book that's coming out next month from Starcross.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah.
Wait,
so this is like
You reference forward. You don't do that.
We reference forward.
Jumped in line.
We do whatever we want, man. We're like Donald Trump. We do whatever we want. We grab them.
People always say to me, "That's what they say." That's
We
the most
we grab
awesome
them by the
reference
whatever.
ever.
We're gonna build a wall. We're gonna build a wall around this comic book. It's gonna be beautiful.
Huge.
Well, I like everything about this.
I'm getting punchy. Can you tell?
There are 19 days left in this, guys.
We are not extending.
19 days. They are
No.
not extending. Got
No
a long ways to
extensions.
go to goal. Let's do this.
Yeah,
guys
we
know
do have a
what
long
to
way
do.
to go to goal. So we really would like to hit that 2,500 mark, and it's kind of been slow going. We would have had a great launch night, but a bigger YouTuber streamed on top of our launch, and
Yeah.
you just you can never really tell when
Yep.
that's going to happen or not, and
Yep.
so
It's like
luck of
merging
the
onto
draw.
the interstate. You just
Yep.
got to go for it.
Yeah, it's luck of the draw, and so we mailing list. We're trying to get the mailing list. We had quite a few signups, but we haven't seen the signups come out yet for all of them yet.
Let's.
And I know people are kind of weighing the.
All right, so there's two things, Luke. One, why don't you and Joe come out on my show Wednesday? Are you able to do that?
I think I might be able to. Yeah.
All right, let's have you guys come out. And the second thing is that mug shot of Joe in the top right corner is scaring people away.
Fix your mugshot, Joe.
I did want to say,
Photoshop a smile.
Doc show is Wednesday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Stay at 1 o'clock.
If you can't make that, Joe, we can probably do something where we do the show recorded, maybe. In a time
No, not my show.
He said, "No, not my show.
My show is always live."
I trust Luke to do it, and then you guys just send my regards.
Okay.
Or let's see. So for my time, I'm Central, so 1 o'clock would be noon for me.
Correct.
So I could probably do it on my lunch.
Come on.
Maybe
Lunch
in
break.
and then out.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I
Girl,
could.
nobody cares if you can't be there. All right, you're not doing it.
I got to start sending Joe to things. Then I'm like, you just go, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
sit back and eat some bonbons and.
But look, guys, all you people out there who are putting your books up on Fund My Comic, that's because of Luke. Show him some support. Give some love back, guys. I'm just saying, give him some love back. Go back this thing.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. Please. Those are a couple bucks.
It's a good-looking book. Get over there and get a copy.
It is. It's high quality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do the thing, yo.
And I wrote it.
I'm waiting on some of my pariah money so I can feed it back into our economy.
I wrote it and nothing else. That is a fun feeling. Now I can be hashtag just the writer. Yeah.
This is the first time you've just written a story and everybody else, other people have done everything else?
Yep.
Nice.
Even with Rift Riders, I didn't even write it. Wow. I outlined it. I outlined where I wanted some stuff to go. Then Piper finished outlining it. And then I looked at it and I was the editor. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is good. And then she wrote the script and I went over it, gave a couple of suggestions. And then we handed it over to John Dillard. And
poof.
This is the first time I've actually written, just been the writer credit on a book. So it's kind
of
fun.
It's good to see you too, Cynical.
Yes, Cynical Bleat.
That was, but I like them. They come to the chat, they hang out.
Oh!
Sorry.
That was my Cynical Bleat. I apologize.
Maybe we got to play the video again.
Oh, yes. I will finish this out playing your video again. I'll probably play Doc since he put it in the chat for us.
I didn't put it in the chat.
Or I mean the studio for us. Terry, you're late. Terry.
Now, Luke, I just want you to know I'm going to retcon my excuse for last Wednesday. I did that on purpose because you didn't send me the bird yet.
Oh, dang. I keep forgetting to do that. Sorry, that bird winds up getting... I thought I did send you that.
No, sir. No, sir, you did not.
Sure I did. Okay. I'll work on that. You have to remind me. Like,
that's what I'm doing now.
You have to be like my wife. You have to be like, hey, it's a Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. I wonder if Luke's thinking about the bird. Maybe I should remind him about the bird.
I'll wait till the next time I see Nerd Bacon rolling, and I'm just going to come in and write bird.
Because right now I'm thinking about tacos.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the wife brought home some smoked turkey from her company event.
Oh, that's nice. We're smoking the turkey Thursday.
Oh man, there's nothing better. It's like I feel as though every Thanksgiving until smoked turkey was a lie.
Right, yeah. And we're going to do a small brisket because I think we got one guy coming that doesn't eat turkey, so we'll do a small brisket and a
What?
turkey.
You give him a bologna sandwich and tell him to get over it.
No,
Yeah.
I like him. He's a
I
nice
was
guy.
trying to scarf down a breakfast taco that I made like at 6:15 before the show. I was trying to get it down. Shredded chicken, bacon, cheddar cheese, and a fried egg. Oh,
Did you choke on the burrito?
in a wrap, yeah, in a tortilla. It was
Okay.
good, yeah.
Carrie, my spiritual gifting is sarcasm.
But I only got to eat about half of it, guys. And
And it's very dry sarcasm. So
It is. So the thing is, if people don't know me, they think I'm like this huge jerk. I'm not. I have this dry, sarcastic, and somewhat dark sense of humor.
I, on the other hand, am a huge jerk.
Pops, on the other hand.
hey, Q, what's up, buddy? All right, so before we start wrapping up, let me holler at the chat here real quick. First of all, tomorrow at 10 a.m., I'm going to be interviewing my son, who has launched a book. So be sure you tune in for that over on the coffee shop here on the Madness. And then next week, I'm going to have Luke come out. We're going to talk even more in depth about Star-Crossed Team Up. And we look forward to seeing you then.
Yeah, we'll talk some ins and outs about how we do it and what it was like writing other people's characters, and especially 5 years ago when I didn't know what I was doing as much. Not that I know what I'm doing now.
Well, that's always the best way to build out.
Thank you,
Remember,
Carrie.
the airplane was invented by amateurs.
You know what I do love about she's absolutely Carrie. She. I'm sorry, I might have misgendered you, Carrie. You're absolutely right. We are greedy. It's 2 Christmases. Well, no, turkey for Thanksgiving, ham for Christmas. It's our excuse for variety.
Nothing says worship the Lord Jesus Christ, the Jew, like eating some pig.
Right. Is it kosher?
Right.
No, it's not
Peter,
kosher.
kill and eat.
Quentin, I will expect some footage, bro. I want some
Nice.
video. Just saying.
Sign up for that street team for Fund My Comic, and we'll send you a T-shirt all the way up there in the land of the wooden clogs.
He's in the Netherlands, my friend.
Yep, we'll send him up there.
Amazing. Another awesome person.
The Netherlands. There's nowhere lands.
Yeah.
I used to think the Netherlands just meant your underparts. Because, my mom and dad used to call them the Nethers.
The
So
nether
when I was like,
region.
the Netherlands. I'm like, oh, that's another name. It's another name for my butt. Imagine my embarrassment. When we got to school and they're like, have you ever heard of the Netherlands? Yeah.
That's
Got
where
him right
my
here.
butt lives.
It's my butt. And they're like, no.
Funny how you
that's
can
not
have
the butt.
Australia and the Netherlands in the same place. Down under.
Wild turkey. Yeah, that's something. Cynical Bleat. He's got an idea there.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be a hard pass.
Carrie, I thought you were of the lady persuasion. But the screen is really small right now. Which, look how stupid I am. I've got a 24-inch drawing tablet that I have the StreamYard window up on right now, and I've got it shrunk down to like it's an 8-inch screen, like it's super tiny. I'm like, what am I doing? Here we go. There we go. Yes, now I can see the icon perfectly. Oh, I'm a nut.
Hey, as always, Luke, it's great to see you again.
You too, buddy.
More congratulations on the success of where Fund My Comic is going. Y'all need to go check this book out. Give Luke some love. Do the thing. You guys know how we do this. I realize it's Christmas, but this looks good and it's not overpriced. They're not trying to get you for $40-$50 for the book. Just get the book.
Nope.
Make a great Christmas present for someone you love.
Yeah, shipping is very reasonable. Yeah, shipping is very reasonable. There are going to be extras in. Even if you don't get the stretch goals, there's going to be extras in there because you guys know how we like to how we like to do things. We like to thank you for supporting anyway. And yeah, it is very limited. I mean, Joe and I might print a few copies over just to have at our convention tables, but outside of that,
don't forget to
this
drop
is your
that link in
chance.
the Madness too, bro. Don't forget. Drop that link over there where my people can see it.
Yes, Carrie, but they were lovely boobs in my comic.
Boobs.
Remember that. No ugly boobage.
I'm still recovering from all the naked boobs. Well, if they're not, if they're covered, do we even call them boobs?
Yeah.
They're still boobs. We really actually have, to answer Carrie's question, we have fundiverse.com already registered, and we have a site. We just haven't branded or actually started working on it yet. And we were thinking about using it to crowdfund everything else. But we also thought about focusing it on movies and music.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't sure yet, but Fundiverse works for everything.
Nice.
So we just need to get a logo done for it and start working on the branding for the site. Just haven't been able to do that yet.
Well, now, Carrie, if you actually were able in any way to make a tent in your pants, then that's going to contradict your previous statement about your gender. Come on now.
So when did this stream become a gender ideology? Gender studies. Gender studies.
We're being diverse and inclusive here.
Diversifying inclusivity.
All right, so we're going to wrap this one up. Joe, where can people find you, sir?
StarCrossComics.com. Star_cross_comics for our Instagram, and Starcross Comics on YouTube.
All right.
Basically.
Yep.
Fantastic. And by the way, it was nice to meet you, Joe. And I look
Oh,
forward
of
to
course.
seeing you
Thank you
Wednesday.
for having us.
Luke Stone, in case people live under a rock, tell them who you are and where they can find you.
My name's Luke Stone. I write and draw comic books. I also am the founder of a crowdfunding website called Fund My Comic. You can find me over there. Luke at fundmycomic.com is a good way to email me. Just head over to Fund My Comic and even hit that support if it really, really comes down to it. You can go to lukestonestudios.com and find a lot of stuff about me. I'm on the YouTubes as well. You can hit me up over there at Luke Stone Studios on the YouTube every Thursday morning. We have a show called Nerd Bacon. It's a long form. We read the news and talk about industry stuff. It's really geeky and really nerdy, and we have a lot of fun with it. And then I do live draws and other pre-recorded content from time to time on the channel as well. So that is where you can find this guy.
Fantastic. Carrie says free Carol. That's a big no. Carol is not free to go. She's got work to do. Work for those Rice Krispies, woman. Whoosh. Hey, I'm Doc Blalock. I'm the writer and artist behind Pariah, Blood and Mud, and A Damn Dirty Thing, a noir story with a supernatural twist. And that's going to be launching on Fund My Comics here pretty soon. You can find me on the YouTube, Doc Blalock. I'm the only Doc Blalock on YouTube. And you can also find me on the Twixt. And if you find me anywhere else, I'm probably going to ignore you. Because Facebook is a monster and I don't mess with it much.
How do I put up with Doc? Look, I was out here tonight. I didn't have a co-host. I said, hey, yo, Doc, you want to come hang out with me and Luke? Doc said, yeah. That's why I put up with Doc, because I can count on him. Just like he can count on me.
And Pops, tell people who you are and where they can find you.
I am Pops Van Sant, the founder of the Madness YouTube, comic-related Madness Comic Network, comic-related Madness on Facebook, and Madness Comic on Twitter. And don't worry, folks, that Roku thing ain't gone away. It's just in redevelopment. We got a plan. So
it's metamorphosizing.
Keep your eyes out for it. It's still gonna happen. We ain't gave up. Yeah.
Be tenacious.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's a great idea. I mean, you don't give up on a great idea. You just make sure you sell it right.
Keep pushing.
Look, you were talking about launches and things bad happening to your launch. The power went out here 30 minutes before my Roku launch.
Oh.
I couldn't even be at my own launch. Doc and everybody else did it for me.
It happens.
It's like I couldn't even be at my own launch. So I totally understand. Bad things can happen at just the most inopportune time.
Wow. Yeah, it can.
We power through it, people. That's what we do. We power through it. Y'all have a great evening. I'm going to play this trailer again. Probably a couple others from some of our friends. And then I'm going to be tripping on over to hang out with the people that drink with crazy. Are you ready?
The new in-show outro is a tribute to 96 Rock.
Okay. Whatever that means. I will play it, Doc, just because I trust you.
I don't know why anybody would do that.
I told that moron not to take out my Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at level M. And the soldier who cannot stop talking, a magician with a money issues, and a vampire with a checkered past. But there are other teammates she's yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you? Like right now.
There is a creature in the swamps. It lives to destroy. The beast they call Hogzilla.
After his latest get-rich scheme goes sideways, Gary Duba, the quintessential Florida man, ends up with a stash of somebody's high-end memorabilia. His gal Crystal is on probation and preparing for the fight of her life, squaring off against Australia's Queen of Combat. Delilah's got her back in training, staying off rich foods and the nose candy. Meanwhile, Gary and his best friend Floyd have been hired to wrangle a massive, abnormally aggressive feral hog that's terrorizing the swamp and wrecking Gary's old neighborhood. Can they bag the elusive monster swine without destroying the Sunshine State? Reserve your copy of Florida Man vs. Hogzilla at FloridaManComics.com. We're bringing back funny books, y'all.
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm tired of talking to you.
And don't think it hasn't been a little slice of heaven, because it hasn't.
Well, what do you know? I finally got the last word.
Good night, everybody! Quitting time! Quitting time!
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.